Disney World just revealed major news about the future of Hollywood studios that's making Muppet fans feel like this and like this at the same time. Because one of the most beloved attractions in Disney World and one of the most important pieces of Muppet history is going away forever.
Forever?
Yes, forever. Well, maybe not forever. It's complicated. I'll explain. Hi, I'm James from Guide to WDW, and in this Disney News Dispatch, I'm going to explain the biggest things that Disney just announced about the future of Monsters, Inc. and the Muppets at Hollywood Studios, and break down any of the sneaky details that you may have missed, because Disney low-key just announced an attraction that no one is really talking about. But that's because the big changes coming to Hollywood Studios are a big deal, including one announcement that is pretty bonkers. First, the biggest news is that Disney Parks blog confirmed the location of the Monsters, Inc. land coming to Hollywood Studios, including a suspended roller coaster that lets you relive the famous door scene. Now, when this was announced earlier this year at D23, the concept art showed two different versions of the Monstropolis land at two possible locations, either in the Animation Courtyard or in the Muppet Courtyard. Well, Disney confirmed that the monsters are kicking out the Muppets. The Monsters, Inc. land will take over the entirety of the Muppet Courtyard, replacing the area that currently holds Mama Melrose, the Muppet Shop, and most importantly, something that people love, that has cultural impact and historical significance. Of course, I'm talking about Pizza Rizzo. Okay, I'm really talking about the fate of Muppet Vision 3D. This attraction is confirmed to be closing and will be replaced as part of the Monstropolis expansion. This is a bitter pill to swallow. Muppet Vision might not have long wait times, but it has a passionate fan base, your host here included. It is full of heart and hilarious gags that have held up for over 30 years. It was also the last film that Jim Henson directed, so I'm really sad to see it go. Now, there is a glimmer of hope, because Disney Parks blog adds towards the end of this announcement, quote, "As we move forward with these changes, we are having creative conversations and exploring ways to preserve the film and other parts of the experience for fans to enjoy in the future." My personal read on this statement is that it may be possible to see the Muppet Vision film in the future, like in one of the other 3D theaters at Disney World or even on Disney+. But without the animatronics and theater effects, it wouldn't be the full experience, and that's a bummer. But let me know in the comments what you think. I also want to know what you think about the next big announcement, because it's honestly crazy. Kermit and the gang are losing a show, but they are gaining a ride. The Muppets take over Rock and Roller Coaster. Bye-bye Aerosmith, hello Dr. Teeth. Disney says that in the new version of the ride, the Muppets will team up with some of music's biggest stars for a rock music festival. Now, the Muppets in Rock and Roller Coaster is a bit of fan wish casting that I've seen pop up here and there online, but I never thought that Disney would actually pull the trigger on this retheme. I have good memories of the Aerosmith version of the ride. It was my first ever big roller coaster. But it was showing its age, and a new theme is welcome. The whole bit about teaming up with music's biggest stars gives me classic Muppet Show vibes, and my personal hope is that what star they team up with will be randomized, kinda like the different songs on Guardians. Now, there are two things that strike me weird about this. First is that this is the first ever Muppets ride, which is crazy that this hasn't happened earlier. And second, it's also weird that the only Muppet ride will also be one of the most intense rides at Disney World. It's kind of like if Disney World finally got a Bluey ride, but it was a Tower of Terror retheme. Actually, Disney, don't get any ideas. If you want to see more great metaphors like that, be sure to get subscribed for more Disney videos. Now, let's dig into the concept art and get into the sneaky missable details from the announcement. Disney has confirmed that Monstropolis will feature attractions, shopping, and dining, and it looks like we know what the signature restaurant will be, Harryhausen's, which appears to take over the Mama Melrose building. As you may recall, Harryhausen's is the fancy sushi restaurant for Monsters, Inc. that is impossible to get a reservation for. We'll see if that's also the case for the Disney World version. I'd expect some sushi and Japanese-inspired cuisine presented in a fun and monstrous way. For the next sneaky detail, let's look again at the map versus the concept art. The new land looks very similar to what's already there. Of course, with the big addition of the Door roller coaster as the central part of the land. The only major building that is being removed is the big Muppets gift shop in the middle. This should give Monstropolis a more open feeling, and like Mama Melrose becoming Harryhausen's, Disney seems to be reusing a lot of existing buildings. So it's very possible Pizza Rizzo will remain a quick service restaurant just with a Monsters Inc. theme. And it does look like the Muppet Vision Theater will have a new life, which is the next sneaky detail. Disney announced that a whole new theater show is coming to the Monsters Inc. land. And it looks like it's going into the Muppet Vision Theater. In the concept art, the building is still a theater, and if you look closely at the marquee, it now says Monstro, which is a fun nod to the whale in Pinocchio. Now, we don't know what this show is going to be, but that gets me to the next sneaky detail. There's a Monsters Inc. laugh floor billboard in the concept art. What does this mean? I have a few theories. The first is that they're moving Monsters Inc. laugh floor to this location where the billboard is. Thematically, moving laugh floor here would make some sense and free up some space in Tomorrowland for a new attraction. But I don't think that's what's happening. That building is the old It's a Wonderful Shop Christmas store, and I don't think that laugh floor would fit in here. I think it's more likely that this will stay a gift shop just for the Monsters Inc. land. Another possibility is that when Disney says that the Monstro Theater will have a, quote, whole new theater show, they mean an updated version of Monsters Inc. laugh floor. So the attraction is moving there, which seems to stretch the meaning of whole new, but more probable. Finally, it could just be an Easter egg or fun nod. I think this is the most likely case. Like the concept artist needed to fill up the billboards, and there's already a laugh floor poster that exists, so it was easy to just include one here, and they didn't think that any nerds on the internet would spend way too much time reading into every little detail. But they should probably know better than that. Finally, when will all these changes be happening? Disney has not announced a closing date for Rock 'n' Roller Coaster or Muppet Vision 3D. They say that guests will have, quote, enough time to catch a super stretched limo or see the Muppets before their final curtain. But what does enough time mean? Well, maybe less than a year, because construction is slated to begin on the Monsters Inc. land sometime in 2025. But since most of the buildings will remain intact for the new land, including the Muppet Vision Theater, it's possible it could survive longer than that. Like if Disney starts construction on the land by building the roller coaster first, and then converts the Muppet Vision Theater later. We'll see. But to be among the first to find out those specific closing dates, stay tuned to Guide to WDW for more updates about the future of Disney World. This has been James from Guide to WDW. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.